7 of them get breast cancer. Why? The other 6 didn't turn the gene on. So what's creating us to turn these genes on faster? And it's going to be your lifestyle. It's when your cells become toxic or deficient, you turn that gene back on and you get cancer faster. If the cells become toxic or deficient, it creates toxemia. And this results in what's called an auto-intoxication in the cell. Does anyone here know what auto-intoxication means? That means your cells get what? Smothered. They can't breathe. They get smothered. When a cell can't breathe, what's it going to become? Cancerous, abnormal. Intoxication will lead to abnormal cellular duplication, which is known as what? Cancer. Cancer cells do what? They replicate. And we're going to get into that in the end here. They replicate, they clone themselves, they duplicate. And as they duplicate, they turn into cancer. Everybody in this room has cancer. According to the studies at Northwestern University, everybody in this room has between what? Between 1,000 to 10,000 cancer cells, abnormal cells growing every single day. 1,000 to 10,000 cancer cells growing every single day. So then if we all have cancer cells, why don't we all get it? Why don't we all get it? And that's what we're going to get into. Why does one person get it and one person doesn't get it? Intoxication will lead to abnormal cellular duplication, which then results in cancer. The cells begin to duplicate. The function of our cells determines our state of health and sickness. It's the function of your cell. That's it. So we need to look, in order to fight cancer, in order to prevent cancer, we need to go in to a cellular level, to look at your cells on a cellular level, to figure out how to fight this disease. These 75 trillion cells need 6 things to replicate normally. 6 things. We've talked about this in our nutrition talks and how to live to 120 talks, but we're now going to get in depth. We're going to break this down in depth. But your cells have to have 6 things to replicate normally and not to turn cancerous. They need, we know it, they need nutrients. They need oxygen. They need water. They need to be detoxed. They need proper pH, and they need a nerve impulse. Your cells have to have a nerve impulse in order for them to survive and replicate normally. Your cells have to have these 6 requirements. If it's missing any of those, it begins to form an abnormal cell. So what are symptoms? Symptoms. So once you have a symptom from cancer, because when do you know you have cancer? When it's too late. Once you have what? The symptoms of it. Once you have a symptom of cancer, that's when you will actually feel it. When will the medical test find cancer? After it's billions and billions of cancer cells strong. That's it. There's no medical test in the world that can find cancer before you get it. Thank God for some of your tests, right? But medicine and testing is early detection of a disease that's already existing in your body. I'm not waiting for my 5-year-old or my 3-year-old or my wife or my newborn baby to have cancer in his body before I do something about it. I want to know now. I'm not waiting for some medical test, because we have the greatest medical test in the world here right now. The greatest in the world, yet we have more cancer than any other country in the world. Yet we're the sickest country in the world. So all this medical test and living in this medical model and being around and going to doctors and nurses all the time in hospitals, how is that helping cancer? It's not helping one bit. If going to doctors, living in a medical model, doing their protocols, if that kept people healthy, we'd be the healthiest country in the world, because we go there and abuse drugs and do more testing than any other country. It's not working anymore. Symptoms are the result, the warning signs that your cells are not functioning properly. Symptoms are a result of a body not functioning properly. Symptoms are primarily toxins that the body's trying to eliminate. Did anybody know that's what your symptoms are? Your body's trying to eliminate it. When somebody came in here today and your nose is running, are you sick or getting rid of a symptom? You're getting rid of toxins that you breathed in last week. You're getting rid of chemicals. It's a healthy response of the body. Every symptom you have, no matter what it is, whether it's cancer, whether you had a heart attack, whatever it is, it's because the toxins are coming forth out of the body, and it's showing itself. Symptoms are the result of the cells not functioning properly, and the body's trying to clean itself back out. So what do we do whenever we have a symptom? What do we do with it? We prevent it, we stop it, we slow it down. And what does that cause? It causes more auto-intoxication. We keep the body toxic. Every time you stop a symptom, you create more cancerous cells in danger to your body. Every time you stop your child's fever, no matter what temperature it's at, you start creating cancerous cells. Because why does the body get warm? To kill what? to kill abnormal cells, to kill viruses, to kill bacteria. The body produces interleukin-1 when it gets hot enough, and it kills cancer cells. It kills cancer cells. So do we want fevers? We want fevers. The body fights and kills everything because of fevers. At 103 or 104, nothing can hardly survive. Viruses and bacteria can't survive. They're weaker cells than your normal cells. You need to get that out of your body. You can't stop fevers. Unless your child falls on the ground and hits his head and gets 106, that's different. We don't stop a symptom. The location, the organ of the toxic buildup will be the site of the diseased cancerous organ. So wherever those toxins begin to build up in your body, that's where you'll get the cancer. That's where you get cancer. There can be toxic buildups in your body. There can be cancer in your body. There will be no symptoms at all because symptoms are the last thing to surface. That's why you won't know you have cancer until it's too late. The toxins build up, begin to get toward the surface, then you know it. It's too late. You're billions and billions in. You're probably 500 billion cancer cells strong before you'd actually feel it. And a medical test won't find it until you're probably 400 billion. It's not that it's too late. It's too late in one way because you shouldn't have gotten there in the first place. Wouldn't you agree? You can be symptom-free and have cancer, yes or no? Yes. 95% of cancer patients didn't feel it before they had cancer. It's like 95%. How many percent of people know they're going to have a heart attack? Do you know? 0. Nobody knows they're going to have a heart attack until they have it. If you did, they would have an ambulance waiting in front of their house, right? If you knew you were going to have a heart attack, if you knew, oh, I knew it was coming, no, you didn't, because you would have called an ambulance a month before that and had them waiting outside for you, or you wouldn't have sat in the hospital or done something about it. Not one of you in this room know you have any disease in the world till it's too late, and you can't live that way anymore. And if that's the way you want to live, you'll end up in the statistic. You will end up saying, it's not going to be me, it has to be you. If you live in this medical model waiting, it will be you. Once the symptoms have disappeared through medical treatments, the organ or another organ is still toxic. Still toxic. Because if I just get rid of your symptom, what was the last thing to surface? Your symptom. So if your symptom goes away, what's still there? The toxic buildup. Then what comes back every single time? The symptom. Every single time. Cancer is a symptom. That's all it is. Cancer is a symptom of abnormal growths. Cancer is a symptom that your body's not healing. Cancer is a symptom that your immune system is weak and not healing anymore. It's a symptom. And what do you do when you go to the doctors when you have cancer? You treat what? The symptoms. And what comes back in most people? The symptoms, the cancer, every single time. Rarely does a patient ever make it throughout their lifetime without cancer 2 or 3 times. Why? Because it'll always come back. Because you never got to unless you change the cause of it. Unless you actually change the cause of why you're actually getting that. Cellular medicine. This means the understanding that the disease developed at the level of the cells. That's what cellular medicine is. This is where all